it's Jackson Milton softball team over there on that MVAC Scarlet side. Mariah Ciccolelli joining us now. And I mean, Coach, I've been seeing the social media posts. You've been hyped up, and a lot of dancing going on over there in JM country. So talk to me. What's been the key to this hot streak you guys have been riding?
Listen, I can't control these girls. I just let them have fun and do their thing. So obviously it's working. So we're just going to continue to do that. But they are just having the time of their lives right now. They're just really just enjoying it. And I think the beginning of the season being the way that it was with game cancellations and reschedules, there was a point we had 12 days off. So I think them just kind of getting into the groove and getting into the flow of things, they realize that the end is near. So they're just trying to enjoy it as much as they can at this point.
You guys were hit harder than most with these cancellations. I mean, it felt like every day it was like, oh man, Jackson Milton, so sorry, canceled this year. I mean, what is it? How proud are you that the girls were able to get back on the field and just pick up right where they left off and find and not have to wait to find momentum? They found momentum and they're on this big win streak.
Yeah, it was tough. The first we had, I hope I'm not echoing too much. I'm in the conference room, but we had a really good start. We had JFK as our home opener, and then we played Crestview and lost to them 7-1, and they're a great team. So we hit the ball and we made plays, and then we had 12 days off, and that was rough. It was really hard on the girls. They were frustrated, but we used it to our advantage, and we worked on the things we wanted to work on, like our offense. I told you guys in the first time I talked to you that was our goal, is to work on that. So we just used that. We had 12 days off, and then that first game back against Newton Falls was tough. We lost to them 12-0, and then went to a doubleheader against McDonald and lost those two. And then we had another week off, so it was rough. But now that we've kind of gotten to the momentum, and like I said, we're just finding our groove. The girls are just figuring out. They're doing such a great job, and I could not be more proud of the way they've been playing.
They've certainly taken some lumps in the season, but as far as hitting the ball and offense coming around, we saw that doubleheader against Mineral Ridge, and I think they understood the assignment, Coach, and they got a big 2 wins against the Rams too. Talk to me about what kind of momentum that generated for you guys now, and what the outlook is now on conference-wise going into the last week of the season.
Yeah, we had McDonald was our first conference game, so we had that doubleheader, and then we played 4 doubleheaders this season so far. We're just kind of trying to fit everything in, but so being 0-2 to start was tough, and then we ended up playing 2 against Sebring, so we were 2-2, and I kind of told them, like, girls, like these are big games, like all of these league games that we have to come out and play our best. So they knew that they had to show up for those. And they did their thing. So I'm just kind of making it a point now that, we're in the home stretch of our regular season and then going into tournaments. So this is the time to clean up the things we need to clean up. And, so we're ready to go for tournaments.
Now, one of the only benefits of probably having the time off is you got to get a lot of time in the lab, as some coaches like to call it. To fix things, to work on things, to nitpick the small things of this team. How much did you try to use that time that you guys were keep getting canceled to just try to really dive in on the small details of this team?
Yeah, it's tough because we hate being in the gym. It's the worst feeling in the world, and all you want to do is get on the field, but it's physically impossible. So we did a lot of live hitting, a lot of just tee drills, working on those things, working on cleaning up just mechanics on defense, and just the little things that like during the season, you don't really have time to fix because you're playing games every single day. So, just kind of focusing on, especially just individually, the girls all have something individual to work on. So every time we were doing hitting stations, one tee was for something they wanted to work on. And it holds them accountable, and it makes them realize things that they need to work on. So I think even now when they're going up to the plate, or, before they go up to the plate, they're thinking about some of the stuff that they need to keep in their mind so they know that they are able to produce hits. And they've done that. So I couldn't have asked for anything better.
Talk about some of the senior leaders on this team and how critical they've been for these long wall periods too, of just keeping the team focused and keeping them just, ready to play that next game, even though if you don't know if that next game's happening tonight or like you've said in instances a week from tonight.
Right. We have senior night tonight, actually. So it's been a crazy day, but also kind of emotional this week. I love these three so much. Sarah Rader, Kylie Wilson, and Chelsea Williams. And they individually bring something different to the team. And the underclassmen just adore them. So having them be our leaders and be there for us during this time, it's been tough. And they have kept a positive attitude. And I even said to my assistants, I was like, I'm surprised that like nobody really has shown, like none of the seniors really shown like frustration with their, senior season and losing these games and, not being able to play. And I think after the 12 days and we played those 2 days and then we were off for another week and it was our spring break and we were hitting. And I remember Chelsea said to us, like, this season's almost over. Like, what are we going to do? And she was showing a little frustration. And I'm like, Chelsea, it's going to be okay. Like we're going to get our games in. We're going to do what we can. But they have kept such a positive attitude. They make us laugh. They keep the flow in the dugout going. And they're the reason why we're dancing and we're doing line dances in the dugout. And they are the reason that the momentum is continuing. So they've really carried us through the season. And I know that's why that we're able to do as well as we've been doing.
Coach, I think Cotton Eye Joe has become your team's rally song.
They told me last night we have to do it before and after the game now. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Whatever works, I'm fine with.
I'm going to get like, remember the Titans vibes, but with like a softball team. Like they're just going to line up on the diamond and all start dancing.
Oh, I've been singing this song. I'm not joking you all week. Like it has been stuck in my head all week long. So it is what it is.
Brackets come out this weekend and then you'll focus on the last week of the regular season along with tournament time. When you look around the D4 in the area, it's so loaded. I mean, you played Matthews this season, you split with them. Matthews is kind of the standard in this area in Division 4. They went all the way to state last year. What do you look at when you look at the brackets and the teams that you might have to run into and the outlook of your chances in the tournament?
Yeah, honestly, if we keep playing the way that we've been playing, that's something that we've preached all season. Like I said it before, our defense is strong, our pitching is great. Our offense has just been so inconsistent, but now that we've kind of found this groove, and I told them, like, girls, we can do great things when everything is working. And when we hit and we're playing our game, we're unstoppable. So we have to do what we can do. But next week's going to be a tough week. We have 2 with Springfield, 2 with Reserve. Tonight we have Waterloo again. We have 2 with Lowville tomorrow. So it's going to be a tough week. But I think that might kind of set the standard for tournaments. And I'm hoping that, we can get everything in next week and it carries over and we just kind of continue this flow and this momentum going into the next week. Matthews was great to see. We kind of picked that up last minute. We had an open Saturday and it was going to be 82 degrees. So we were like, we need to fit somebody in. So my AD ended up reaching out and we got 2 with Matthews, and they're such a great team and we needed to see pitching. We needed to see a good team like that. So, seeing teams like that is really important, especially before tournaments.
It's a Matthews team that went on and beat West Branch, like Ant and I were talking about earlier too. So
yeah.
It's no doubt quality softball all around the area. And you mentioned these conference games you got coming up next week. Talk to me, what are the kind of like internal talks, I guess, with the girls? And I mean, giving them that realization, as I'm sure they all know too, that they can come out conference champions with a really successful week next week.
Right. I think that's kind of what they're seeing. Last night was a big win against Waterloo. We won 13-6. We tallied up 18 hits, which is unreal to me, but they played so well. And I told them, like, guys, this is a huge win. Like, this is something that we need to carry with us. I always tell them, it's my dad saying, let it go to your heart, not your head. So, keep it here, but then tomorrow show up with that same mentality. So if we can continue that, the girls know how important these wins are that are coming up. So I'm hoping that they kind of just keep it going.
Coach, we're hoping you keep it going. We're rooting for you, and we can't wait to see your continued success. Thank you so much for the time today. We look forward to continued coverage of Jackson Milton softball, and we look forward to talking to you again real soon.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys so much. All of the support this season. The girls see it too. So it's definitely not going unnoticed. We see it and we appreciate it. So thank you guys.
We love supporting you guys too, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.